What is up, guys? Norris Digital Assets coming at you with another video. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, Cardano, Vechain, and Hbar in this video, and just kind of a market update in general. Guys, nothing has really changed in the market. Yes, Bitcoin has been taking definitely it's been dumping down a number of times, and yes, it gets old, but we got to remain patient here for Q4, which is going to be October, November, December. That's what everyone's waiting on. That's what we're waiting on. So we're going to dive into the charts and all that. Click subscribe down here in the corner. My logo's down here in the corner. I'm going to be picking 25 random people that, as this channel grows, as it hits milestones, as it hits 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, later when it's bigger and it's 100,000 subscribers, those original 25 people that were selected will be rewarded. Just like being into a crypto early, buying coins early, yeah, you get rewarded. So click subscribe and then type below in the comment section, I subscribed. Type that below, and I'll be picking people if you type that in down there. So anyways, let's dive into the Bitcoin chart here. So Bitcoin is having a little bit of a better day today. It has been up and down and up and down, extremely volatile. I believe so over the last month or two is a big reason why a lot of people, the normal population, a lot of the general population does not get into crypto, because it is extremely volatile. It's up and down. It takes a lot of patience, and you got to wait and see, and you have to see your coins go down. But you did not lose money. It's not a loss. And it's not, you didn't make money or lose money. They are unrealized profits and unrealized losses unless you sell the said coin. Unless you sell the coins, you didn't lose any money or you didn't make any money. You're going up and you're going down. So you will see your portfolio go down when Bitcoin is being volatile and you see these different coins following Bitcoin, which happened yesterday. Starting in the middle of the day, Bitcoin dropped again, and then it was down earlier today, down pretty far today, and then it's made some moves up. So looking at, if we go back to April here, we've had this downward trend line that we've been kind of finding ever since then. And obviously we broke that once we got this bullish cross here on around August 1st, July 31st, in that range. Once we got this bullish cross and we started moving up, we broke that trend line and we came up where, we would come back, we'd find support on the 20 EMA, come up, find support. We obviously dropped below here, but overall, I mean, Bitcoin just on the daily, which we're huge on the daily on this channel, Bitcoin is still just as healthy as it was before these dumps, before it happened. There's the flash crash, found plenty of support, plenty of buyers, came back up. We're still sitting on the 55, which still isn't that big of a deal. The reason this isn't that big of a deal is this is just one early warning, if anything. Even if we were at the end of the bull run, which we are definitely not, this would still only be one small warning. Meaning, if you just had done this, if you had candles right here, and then you came back up out of it, and you're already below again, that's definitely a bigger deal. But so far, since the bullish cross, as we're coming through here on the daily, we've had great spacing here. No retest of the 55 at all through here. Finding support on the 20 and continuing on. So I mean, that's healthy. It's not healthy when you come out of these EMAs, you print this here, which I've showed in many videos. So there's one ear, there's another ear, and you have a descending pattern on that, and then you go below the 20 and you go below the 50 after doing something like this here, what I just drew out. If that happens, that's a different story, because at the same time, when you lose that 55, if you go below it much at all, you're going to lose this trend line that I've drawn in here. Obviously, you found support on this line a number of times. This line is in about 43,700. You found it wicking here, wicking here. You found it You found, as you were climbing through here, you found it right here. You found it here. You found the support here. You found it on these wicks during this flash crash and during what's going on over the last day or two. So overall, Bitcoin is still pretty healthy. We're also, a big thing with Bitcoin is we are hoping for a supply shock where there's just a shortage of Bitcoin to buy in general. We are seeing massive holding. I was watching a chart looking at a chart on Glassnode, and there is massive holding going on Bitcoin, people waiting for Q4. You also have this. Here's Michael Saylor's page. So Michael Saylor grabbing an additional 5,050 Bitcoins for $242 million just yesterday, I believe. Not sure why that price ended up so high per Bitcoin, but they now hold, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy are now holding 114,000 Bitcoin. So worth over $3 billion. So they just acquired another 5,050. He just posted this 11 hours ago. 5,050 Bitcoin, that's a lot of Bitcoin, and obviously they're not letting any of them go. And you also have other institutions, large institutions, buying Bitcoin and holding onto them. According to the graph I was looking at on Glassnode, the holding levels right now are very high, and that is for people waiting for Q4. If and when that happens, we are fully hoping that happens, obviously. So back to the chart here. So we have this support line right now that's supporting us. If we do fall, we also have the 55 supporting us. If we do fall, we fall and find support on this line here. If you fall off, if you lose support on this support line, the rest of the market does follow, yes. If you do fall, you would expect you're going to find support next on this descending line here, on this descending trend that I have drawn here. By the time it comes down to this line, by the time it made it down here, if you had lost support and over a few days you lost support, you are looking down to around 33,000, 34,000, in that range, depending on where you hit this trend line, depending on which day it happens and when it happens. If over the next 2 days that happens, 1, 2, just moving over, you're going to fall right to here. And you're going to be at about 35,000. So that's going to be a support level that you're going to try to bounce off of. So you also, there's also the ability for Bitcoin to fall to a previous swing high, which would be here, and that is around $40,000. So you have here, these are previous swing highs, so you can lose support, find that support, and move upward. That is what we are expecting. We are not expecting Bitcoin to fall back towards 28K. Now, if Bitcoin does fall all the way to 28K, which we saw during this last bear cycle, that is absolutely bad news. That is absolutely bad news, unless it touches 28K and launches off like a rocket ship to the high 30,000s. But that is what we really do not want, to create a lower low, go below 28K, go to 27K, go to 26K, and that would be the possible return of the bear cycle, and that is what we're definitely trying to avoid, guys. So yesterday, Cardano, I put out a video on Cardano that it could possibly be by the rumor, by the news, possibly. So yesterday was pretty much a non-event day for Cardano. Yes, they got the smart contracts released. It went, from everything I've read, it went without a hitch. The Cardano smart contracts released just fine. One of the first smart contracts to ever run on Cardano is the lobster, the mascot that sits on Charles Hoskinson's microphone. That lobster has one of the first smart contracts on Cardano, and it is a smart contract to name that lobster moving forward and create NFTs. So that's pretty cool. So yesterday, that was pretty much non-eventful for price action, though, because that is this candle right here. If you can see that, we'll zoom in even more here. So we have this little candle body, meaning the open and close didn't really do a lot. Open and close were pretty much the same throughout the day. You did move up to about 278 area, and You also came down to the 250 area there. But yeah, total open and close. The candle body is real small. It didn't do too much. So it was pretty much a non-event. And then you can see this candle today. Was it Bitcoin that brought it down with it? Like Bitcoin brings down a lot of stuff. You know, if it's not Algorand or Solana or Hbar right now, it seems like everything else came down with Bitcoin. So that's where we're at right now. But Cardano is very healthy overall. I mean, on this daily chart, extremely healthy. Nothing's changed on price predictions. But Cardano's not even reaching all the way down to the 55. It doesn't even need the 55 to find support. And that's been shown 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. It's finding support. It's had a little resistance on the 20 EMA, but that no big deal. Really, it's found support here in the middle range. The spacing between the 20 and the 55, you can see this spacing here is still pretty healthy. Pretty nice, real smooth. Gap doesn't seem to be closing. It's not like you have the 20 coming down like this and you have the 55 coming up like this right now. Like that's not what we're seeing right now. It's got a nice spacing and it didn't even need to come all the way down to the 55. We have some nice support in there. So Cardano overall, yeah, the price action hasn't been what everybody wants right now, but let's give these smart contracts some time and see what happens with that. So after the smart contracts were released, there wasn't a whole lot of price movement on yesterday, on Sunday. After that drop, whether it was Bitcoin or whatever it was, could definitely be because of Bitcoin, because many coins went down. But you know, we were coming up and we were trying to get this buy signal where the 20 comes over the 55 here, and it would be a buy signal, and we could find a little support and start moving up. But it was kind of a fake out, guys. So we were trying to we tried to finish this W and move up, and it was sort of a fake out. So we had this W pattern, and typically, a lot of the time, it's a trend reversal. So there's the W pattern, and typically you can come out of that and go up. But obviously, it was sort of a fake out, and that can happen, especially when the market is not super hot right now. There's a couple coins that are making some movements, but Bitcoin just won't quit dumping. Bitcoin won't stop playing around. We're waiting for Bitcoin to make its moves, and we're hoping that things like I showed you, Michael Saylor buying it up, other people buying it up, and then the supply shock where there's just not a whole lot available. Same thing with miners, guys. We have all these miners that are mining Bitcoin. They're not getting the rewards of Bitcoin, aren't as heavy as they used to be, because it's as Bitcoin is mined through like the year 2035, it is a exponential, it's like an inverse correlation where as more Bitcoin is mined, the miners are rewarded with less and less Bitcoin. So I'm just throwing that information in there on the side, but my point actually is that miners right now are also going to be waiting for Q4 and waiting for a bull run. So right now, miners aren't really selling their Bitcoin. So these miners, they mine the Bitcoin, they're rewarded with their Bitcoin, and they're holding on to it also. So we're hoping for a supply shock, which also plays into bull runs, also obviously because people are holding it. And then, you know, there's some people buying it, but that volume comes in, supply and demand, the price starts to climb, and then people start FOMOing into Bitcoin also and into all these other projects, and that's when we get that bull run going, and all kinds of things are happening all at once behind the scenes. So that's what we're hoping for. Let's look real quick at Hbar, see what Hbar is doing. Hbar's been healthy today. I actually have a lot of Hbar, so Hbar looks good. And here's Hbar on the 4 hourly. I mean, looks great. The spacing between the 20 and the 50 is slowly increasing here. As you can see, it's slowly increasing, which is a nice sign. And you're not just exploding vertically parabolic. You're growing organically nicely. You're coming back to the 20 and finding support here on the 4 hourly. So that looks nice. And we're, you know, down low on the stock RSI here, which I believe is going to be able for the stock RSI to come up, and there's going to be plenty of room for that price movement upwards. So that's good. Let's look on the daily here on Hbar. I haven't looked at that. So on the daily here, let's go back here. And let's erase this little line here. So on the daily here, it looks, it's starting to get that parabolic look to it on the daily, which I like to see right now because this point right now, this curvature is a higher curvature than Solana had from what I can tell here. And I kind of like that here, but yeah, you got to expect, you know, today, the candle, well, it just started printing this candle, but today, you know, these candles aren't just massive. It's happened over a couple days, but yeah, I do expect that when you want, if you want to get into Hbar, I mean, you're losing the timing to get into Hbar. I've showed in a number of videos. I've posted on Twitter that on the 20 EMA here, that was when to get into Hbar, and I have some Hbar videos where I was talking about entry points. You want to enter on when you come back to find support on the 20 EMA. And if you get lucky enough on the 55, but on the 20, that's when you want to buy. Don't buy these big green candles. Hopefully you're already into Hbar, but we'll see. I think Hbar looks, I mean, based off this right here, and especially getting closer to the end of September, Hbar could really lift off and make a run and be one of the earlier coins. And also, guys, you can also, if Hbar goes just parabolic through the roof, you make a lot of money in Hbar, you can definitely take profits out of Hbar and put it into some coins that are kind of behind the that are behind in the market a little bit, that are still developing. So that's a possibility. We'll look at Vechain real quick in this video. So Vechain on the daily, still trying to find that support. It doesn't look like it ever printed. It never printed and stayed up to finish that W. Again, just a fake out, and it comes back down. And no, Vechain doesn't look great right here until we can get some volume to come in. And I talked about that in another video. We need to get some volume to come in. We need Bitcoin to straighten itself out. But until we can get some volume to come in, and we are in oversold conditions. So I mean, this is a great price. If we are going to get this bull run anytime soon, or if it starts late September, anytime soon, I mean, this could very well prove to be a massive bargain price, because when you go back to the daily here, typically to entry points are on the 20 EMA on the daily. We are below the 55 even, and this is, I mean, you're not going to get a better entry point than that on Vechain. I'm not trying to, I have 20 different coins. I have a good amount of Vechain. Vechain is worth billions and billions of dollars. There's not that many people on this channel. I'm not trying to pump my bags or anything like that. I'm just telling you that when we get this bull run, which we should, this here, in retrospect, could be a awesome opportunity to get into Vechain and accumulate more at a massive discount, because you're all the way, you're down here below the 55. You're not going to get a better discount price than that, especially if this bull run starts to lift off anytime soon. If it does, if the bull run takes off, this is going to be your last chance at a price like this on Vechain. It was already at 15 cents here real recently, so just about a week and a half ago. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. We took a look at Cardano, a little bit at Vechain, Hbar, Bitcoin, the market as a whole, and that's pretty much what's going on right now. But click subscribe below. Subscribe for more information, and also we're going to be big on exit strategies at the end of this bull run, because we're not going to be holding our bags. We're not going to be falling through this cascade here. We're not going to just fall and just lose 60%, 80% of our profits. We're not going to do that. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to be looking at conservative exit strategies. I'm going to give out strategies that are, if you want to be super conservative, this is where you get out, because there's a warning right now. I'm going to be giving out strategies, if you want to be mildly conservative, which that's probably my plan. I'm going to do a mild conservative on a number of my coins. Be mildly conservative, not too greedy, because when you get greedy, that's when you get shafted. So you got to be careful in this market. But anyone new to this market, you just got to be more patient. You got to put your time in, and there will be another bear cycle coming. I fully believe that in 2022, there will be some sort of bear cycle where you can accumulate and get even more coins for very, very affordable prices. And that is where you make some money, is buying in the gutter on these different coins, especially solid projects, proven projects, projects that have been around for a number of years, that have a large following, that have have a ton of speculation on their utility and all their use cases, and that they're starting to actually prove those use cases. So that's what we're going to be looking for moving forward. We also do a little bit of micro cap purchases and a little bit of mid cap size coins. So I'm going to be covering that as well. So guys, that is it for this video. Click subscribe below, smash that like button, hit the bell notification so that when I release these videos moving forward the rest of this month, you're actually getting an alert that I released a video. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you liked the video. Hope you're staying patient. And that'll be it for this one. See you next time. See ya.